Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to this episode of Coffee with John. I'm looking forward to having a series with Frank Molinar. Frank, it's great to see you. I just met you on the Think Business podcast the other day, and we had such a great talk talking about your book, Financial Dominance, your battle plan for a richer life. And I thought, we talked about how people don't study or aren't educated enough on money. And I thought this would be a good time to kind of just kick off a few topics throughout the week. And where should we start? Where should we start? What's one of the biggest number one things that people need to be educated more on when it comes to money?
Everybody wants to know and understand how to manage their money more effectively, but really they have a hard time getting themselves to sit down and actually talk about it. Because they feel immediately that it means I'm going to have to cut back. It means I'm going to have to make changes. They're going to be uncomfortable.
Right.
And for all those fears, they just don't want to talk about money.
Right. I need this. It's part of the habit and the routine that we all create. Right. So to live without, So I'm not a therapist, but I would imagine to do without it, there's even a preconceived mourning of losing it.
Right. There's a preconceived notion that I'm going to suffer if I get better with my money, that it's going to be bad for me.
Right. So how do we advance forward from that?
Well, that's it. I'd like to just turn that table around. When you're dialing in with your finances, when you're really focused on improving your monies and how to make them work for you like you've never had them work before, any step you take, there are no stepping backwards. There are no cutbacks. Every step you're doing is you're eliminating barriers, you're removing hurdles, and you are advancing forward. So in an extreme case, even if you're that extra vehicle or the houses or the apartment you're in, if some of those expenses are too stressful for you and the real solution is going to be to alter those expenses, you have to see that as an advance forward. You're not doing something so that because you can't have it. You're doing something so you can create more, you can build bigger.
Give everybody the first step. So what's the first step of moving into this level of conversation and mindset?
The first step and the first mindset is to sit down and open your mind up and just say, I'm tired of being stressed with money as much as I am. And we live in the US. We live in the richest country in the history of mankind. And yet 85% of people are not prepared to handle a minor emergency, a $500 financial emergency without going into debt. That's craziness. So we got to get to a point where we're done with that. I'm done with that kind of stress. I want to take control. And then when you do that, you build a strategy and everything you do is a movement forward. There are no stepping back.
So really kind of what I'm hearing you say is take ownership, sit down, some strategy time with yourself. If you can't do it yourself, reach out to a professional that can create the space with and for you and start kind of stepping into the idea to stop resisting that you have to have the conversation and discuss this and be real with it and do it.
And set aside those preconceived notions. Just move that aside. It doesn't get worse when you deal with your money. Everything gets better. It's inevitable. It gets better.
Right. That's great. That's a good way to end today. How can people connect with you, Frank, if they want to learn more, how you can help them do this?
You can reach out to me at frankmolinar.com. You also have access to me at frank@financialdominancebook.com. And that's where you also see the book and learn some other ideas. There's some free downloads and tips and tricks available to you.
Love it. Frank, thanks. This is great. We'll see you tomorrow on Coffee with John. Thanks so much. Think community. Thanks so much.